And we're live, boys. Hey, it's been a little while since
We're gonna talk about One Piece.
Woo! Yeah, we say rules are
Broke the
rules,
rules.
but we broke the rules. So for that, 5 lashings each. We will do it in our own time, but we will punish ourselves.
I already did my last
How many chapters we talking about today?
Like 6. It's a lot of chapters.
Yo, 6 chapters.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
let's speed through it then, shall we? Because
We
apparently
gotta go the Joe block first.
we were at 1020 is where we left off, which is the Robin chapter.
Oh God, we are really far back.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while, but I think is this the chapter where she does the cool shit, or is that the
No,
this
it's
is
next
the one.
chapter. No,
Yeah,
it's next.
this is like the best fight in this arc, right? Like we can all
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
There's no competition. Like big ass Swan Robin. Yeah, it is actually the next chapter where the cool shit happens.
Yeah.
So we had Mudboy show up this chapter.
We did, and I do hope he's more to the story than just being a guy who gave Luffy meat, because that'd be a little lame.
He's the sensu bean guy. He just showed he's Dendido, or what's his name?
Dende.
Yeah, the fat guy. No, who's the fat guy that just shows up?
Yanjirobe.
Yeah, Yanjirobe. That's what he is. He's Yanjirobe.
Except Yanjirobe cut off Vegeta's tail, so at least he was somewhat useful.
That was so cool how Yanjirobe was actually useful, like in the finale there. That's wild.
So yeah, we had really cool Luffy is alive and Robin chapter with Gigante Fleur.
The next one's the real Robin chapter. This one,
Ah,
but it's cool.
yeah. Oh,
it's
this
cool
is the
how she got
tease
2 chapters though, because all the other fights were shorter than this.
I just want to mention that this fucking weapon is a pug with a human face, right, running around in a wheel.
Which is very funny because that whole like face in a wheel is very traditional. Even I can recognize that as like a traditional Japanese thing.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how to replicate it. It's not a wheel face. It's just a hamster in a wheel, which is funny.
Yeah. I also like the combo attacks with Robin and Brooke, where Robin is using a hand spider net, and Brooke's like, "I think I can freeze that," and he sends his soul out to freeze the dog pug thing.
Yeah, Brooke doesn't get to be the star of the show, but as always, he's the MVP support.
Yeah.
You'll never get a Brooke one-on-one fight. Just stop asking for it. It's not happening. I can't wait till he tag teams with like fucking Yamato to fight Lafayette in the future in the Blackbeard fights. So as far as Mudboy goes, Caribou knows about Shirahoshi being Poseidon. So I feel like he has to have more in the plot because he's the only other character who knows that piece of information.
I mean, we don't have She guy anymore. We don't have Gas Boy. I feel like this is his replacement because they look like the exact same fucking character.
The actual scummy pirate that's on the ship with the straw hats.
And both have the same type smile and, look the same. They both have those, like, wicked long faces and, like, curly lip smiles.
Okay, yeah, but one of them is an associate of Gangster Gastino.
They're both liquidy at the bottom and, like, have long arms that and, like, sleeves that cover their arms.
And long arms.
Yeah, that's like
they're... One's a mad scientist and the other is just a shit stain.
Yeah. Literally, that's his power.
They both have to do with things that come out of your butt. So,
but Demonio, chapter 1021. Is it just me or does Senior Pink look extra ugly here?
Yeah,
I thought that was how Senior Pink always looks.
I saw he was more handsome, which is not saying much because it's Senior Pink. But I digress.
Senor.
This shit with like the serpent snapdragon is cool, and then Robin gets slashed in her arm. Which, by the way, this doesn't necessarily make sense because her giant arm gets slashed. So shouldn't she be getting slashed in the same spot times 1,000?
No, it's not stands. She just gets hurt.
No, I thought it was reflective. It's the same arm getting hurt.
It's not a stand. It's an extension of her, but it's not a stand.
It's literally a stand. It's hurting the exact same spot in the arm. What are you talking about?
Then fine, it is. Then why are you complaining about it?
I'm just saying it should be... Why are you lying to me if you know it is? Fucking Robin fanboy over here. Anyways...
she has no nipples.
No nipples. Nipples. This is how they'll be able to do this in the anime.
Yeah.
I like when Black Maria, though, gets her fucking knuckle duster and just punches the shit out of Robin's face.
Yeah.
Even if it's to the clone, it's like Oda is too nice to the girls and they don't get to get punched. When part of being a One Piece character is getting a good punching in, you know? So
I'm getting some shit kicked in.
I think a Vivre card also explained that, like, and I don't know how the fuck this works. Black Maria took supplements to have this devil fruit form. That makes absolutely no sense. And it's times like that where I'm like, I don't actually like the Vivre cards as a companion piece because I feel like these are things I'd prefer to be explained in the story or at least in SBS or some other format than just sporadic Vivre cards.
They sometimes feel like people's like fan theories who were given like the chance to make something official and did it.
It almost feels like that. I think we would be reaching to say that, but I do also get that like feel for some of it is cool, but some of it kind of like takes away from the storytelling. And you have to wonder if it's like if Oda's rushing the story or how much Vivre card stuff was in the past, you know, and like it just like there were cards in the past.
Sometimes you don't need 100% explanation on everything. Sometimes it's just like Black Maria's devil fruit was just fucking weird. Like what? Like
I disagree. I do think we need an explanation for the devil fruit.
Y'all, I mean, you're talking about like Oda like going really fast, and this is my first like finale sequence of a One Piece arc in the manga. I feel like this is fast, and I don't know how fast all the other ones went, but I'm like, damn, this is fast.
Well,
we are making progress. I think part of it is also like the fights are quick, so that's how we're making so much progress. In other arcs, the fights might have been like 2 to 3 chapters, you know. So it would have delayed it a little bit more, and there's more fights too.
And also, like usually you don't get like the fights aren't split up like more spread across multiple chapters, and more of like. This one chapter, these next 2 chapters are just the Zoro fight. And then the next 2 chapters are just the Robin.
Okay. Well, I mean, none of them, like, we're not getting, like, an absolute ending to any of the fights either.
It's hard to say, though, because I think next chapter we show all the people knocked out. We'll talk about that in a second, though. Yeah. I want to talk about her using Fishman Karate. That is so cool.
It's hype as shit.
Oh, that is fantastic. And the fact that, like, she used it before in the Grand Line... as soon as they got to the New World is also really cool. It makes you think if like Oda retrofitted that or if he's always had this planned. It's hard to tell with him sometimes. Either way, good job because he tied it in together really cool. And it's cute that he learned it from Koala and Sabo and Hack. Oh, that's awesome.
Gives some actual weight to her time at the fucking revolution place.
Which is like she went to the most interesting place. And I think she's the one we want to hear the most about, aside from her. And like Zoro was with Mihawk, and that's really cool too. So those are 2 I'd love to be like expanded on over time. Dude, this Demonio attack is just the coolest shit.
I was like,
and look at this bitch. She's snapping her in half. By God, she had a family.
Did she? I guess she did.
Maybe.
All the fucking courtesans. Man, it feels like. You know, you get like 6 years of no Robin like fights, and then you get this shit.
Oh, honey, it's been like 12.
Oh yeah,
Has
it?
I mean, it depends what you count as a Robin fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, this was sick as shit. Like in the shading and everything. So people have been thinking like, oh, this is armament hockey. I don't think it is.
I would like it to be, but I'm on the opinion that these Straw Hats need to fucking learn hockey already. It's kind of lame that they don't, but are still a top tier crew. Like Black Maria knows hockey, but we don't get to see her use it. Like all the Toby Ropo do, according to the Vivre cards. But I like Robin knowing hockey would be a perfect way to make her more useful in every scenario because then she can sprout hockey on people. Like that's so useful.
Maybe it is hockey.
I hope it is. We're only gonna know for sure in the anime.
Yeah,
it depends how they color it because I could see them doing like the black hockey coloring. However, like there's also enough light areas, which is different than most hockey coloring. I could see this being colored red though.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's interpretations is that she's red.
Yeah, like
in this form,
shaded red. Maybe one day she'll get. I feel like her and Brooke could really stand to learn hockey. and then like Nami
For
needs
sure.
observation. Frankie's the one Straw Hat where I would be okay if he doesn't have hockey at the end of the series.
What if he ends up being able to do like a hockey beam, and he shoots hockey but like Ryu hockey, so it gives people cancer, so he's shooting cancer beams.
Hockey.
What are you talking about?
You had me for a second because I was like, yeah, hockey beams kind of exist.
But
You know
I'm talking about Wano hockey, you know, the ones that like shred them apart. It's cancer. Luffy gives people cancer now. That's how the main guy died with the
I see, Roger.
Yeah, that's how Roger died. He died of cancer.
Wow. Okay, you're looping a lot of things together, and I don't think we knew.
You know what
I thought that was common knowledge that Ryu hockey gives people cancer.
You're smoking crack cocaine.
No, the old man literally goes, it tears people apart from the inside out.
You idiot! That's what it does to the opponent. Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, he's punching people with cancer.
Oh.
Anyways,
God.
I think it'd be funny if one day Frankie's like black radical beam, and it's like an actual hockey beam, but he didn't realize that that's actually hockey. He's just like he thought, I just figured out how to make a black beam.
Frankie's gonna get sea stone arms, and that's gonna be his fucking.
That's gonna be his good upgrade.
You act like devil fruits are a problem anymore.
I mean,
like literally in this arc, Yamato with a devil fruit like broke the sea stone shackles, didn't she?
No, they were already
Luffy.
broken, and also those weren't sea stone. The Yamatos.
Okay.
She says they were sea stone.
Yeah. I thought she did.
She did.
No,
she says.
Check out these cool new moves from Pirate Warriors 5.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh my god, Pirate Warriors 5 need now.
This is a fantastic panel. I shit a lot on some of the art in the most recent chapters, but like this one has really good art.
Yeah, One Piece MOBA win.
I'm saying, well, it exists, but it's mobile. Okay, when Momo said to turn him into an adult, this has been something people have thought for a while, but they were like, I thought Shinobu's fruit didn't work on organic matter. I don't know if this is actually a retcon or a plot hole. It works now, though. She matures Momo. I didn't think they would go through with it, though, when I first read this chapter. I don't know what y'all
I didn't
thought.
think so either. I thought Luffy was going to step in and say, no, you can't just do this. Or, I guess, he was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Well, he showed up after the fact. Luffy didn't have a choice.
I know.
Let's see. The next chapter. See, so this makes me think the fights are conclusively over. Because this little summary of everyone getting knocked out. Interesting, we still can't see whose face. I don't know if it matters or not, but
That it does matter because a lot of people were talking about how the Zoans, after they're defeated, they reform back into like their human forms, and they're referencing back to
Lucci.
And yeah, the Lucci fights and with the giraffe and all of those. After those fights ended, they like turned back into their human forms.
You're kind of right, actually. I think the exception is Chopper, where if he's knocked out, he reverts to hybrid. I think it's whatever form they're most comfortable with. So that could explain that, maybe. But I mean, Who's Who doesn't hang out in the leopard form?
I think it's just an irrelevant detail.
Could be.
Well, when we first see Who's Who, not first see him, but when he goes up against Jinbei, he's in his big cat form, just kind of hanging out.
No, when he's first fighting Jinbei, he's in human form.
No, but like when we first see the panel when Jinbei runs into him, he's in his big cat form.
Oh yeah, he's in his full form. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe let's not think about this small plot hole. Or Tyler's right, where they can get up. Keep in mind, people have been theorizing that like this is the time to see Awakened Zoans again, because like they were in Impel Down, but we never got an explanation to what the fuck was going on with that Awakened Zoan stuff. So maybe they get a second win with Awakened Zoan. This is going back into raid failing territory, which I don't think we're in that territory anymore. But if it was to fail, I could definitely see something like that happen.
What if Big News Morgan's Awakened Zoan fruit?
That could be. Like, Zoans is a human, which is weird. He's not a mink.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, Raizo's fight is for some reason kind of important. It's getting it's getting 2 pages, which is more than I expected. And then Fukurokuju fights with his earlobes. Which,
yeah, what a fucking weirdo.
Some people were thinking this is that technique that the CP9 can do, life reform, where they get to, like, reshape their body. And that'd be kind of cool if it is that.
That'd be neat.
I mean, Who's Who was using 6
Pistol
power techniques, so...
Yeah.
Does this mean Earlobe Guy is not from the moon, and all moon people don't have just super long earlobes?
Well, Eneru wasn't originally from the moon, unless like his race probably is, but we don't have to go into that right now. It's
What if he revealed wings? That'd be a crazy ass.
We gotta wait till King gets unmasked.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, when he's out of the gimp suit, I love this actually interaction of like Hawkins is fighting Killer and he's knocking out his own crewmates or like random samurai, but then he's like the last puppet is kids.
Yeah.
Which makes me think like he could have just not told them about it, but I think it's more fun for him if he tells them about it.
I wonder if but like Hawkins is also like a big like kind of not mind reader, but like fortune reader. So I wonder if he saw the path to give him the most success was for him to tell him this.
Once you go down that line of thought, it gets really hard to come out of it where it's like, well, he foresaw this being it becomes the 1 in 1 billion Doctor Strange Endgame thing.
No, I agree, but I just to show off why it's gloating.
I think it's some cool symbolism. First of all, I want to talk about how shredded Killer is. Look at that arm right there. That's like the size of 2 infants.
He's bigger.
But he has scythes and the fortune reader guy is like a scarecrow form.
Oh yeah,
so he's like harvesting the dead. He's like harvesting the corpses.
I like that.
So one thing I saw.
All right, Tyler, I forgive your insane bullshit from earlier.
Yeah,
don't worry, I got some saved up for later.
I saw someone mentioned that Kid can maybe the way Kid gets out of this is that he cuts off the arm that Kid already lost from Hawkins.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea. So he cuts off Hawkins' left arm, I believe, and that wouldn't replicate to Kid.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking he's gonna pull a Black Clover and like do the Mantis magic where he cuts through devil fruits. Just
hockey.
Just a hypothesis.
I don't know if hockey.
Look! This fight is. There's not gonna be any repercussions from this fight. Like. We're not gonna see the end of it. It's gonna just settle outside of the manga. Who gives a shit?
I don't know about that. Killer's getting a lot of screen time relative to how important we thought we would be. So
he's getting more than Kid. He's got more than Kid in these last 6 chapters.
Oh, he's way cooler than Kid. Kid's a loser.
If this actually becomes an issue, I think like a third party's gonna show up, like a music guy, and just cut them both off and be like, "Yo, Kaido's getting his shit wrecked. We need to get the fuck out of here." And then they all just leave, and then nothing happens.
Kaido's getting his shit wrecked. Y'all want to join in?
Yeah.
Queen irrelevant. Looks badass here, which is cool.
Yo, this chapter is good.
I think people were hyping up this chapter a lot, and I think it's mostly for this page back here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I guess I should be glad that I'm seeing them work together because it literally has been since the
Long Ring Longland
that they've fought together. So I guess it's more hype than I'm giving it credit for. It's just like there's a lot going on. So for some reason I read this. I was like, that's okay. That's cool. Maybe I'm just tired of talking about Sanji and Zoro because like Sanji and Zoro as a discussion used to be really cool, but it's so toxic these days. It's so unfun.
Yeah. I think so. One thing I think Oda might be trying to show us is like the entire time the Wano arc has been going on, it's always been talking about numbers. Literally numbers, the actual irrelevant shit, and like the numbers of like the samurai versus the army.
Yeah, they constantly go by like how many people are left each side.
Like they've never really talked about the power except for Kaido. They've only talked about the numbers. And I think another reason why we're getting all these fights finishing off screen is we might be leading up to something like if they didn't have such a large army, like the Straw Hats just completely fucking obliterate Kaido's army.
Let's talk about that because that's also been a point of discussion, which is like how lame or like how kind of disappointing Kaido's army seems to be Because you compare them to like how the Big Mom crew was portrayed in Whole Cake, and they were way scarier and way more organized. They're getting their shit pushed in right now. Now, I mean, a big part of it is that they have the samurai fighting with them, right? And I think you're supposed to take away that the samurai are tiring, like they're holding things down and they're tiring everything. But that's not how everything's portrayed. You're getting the Straw Hats going up against the strongest members and fairly easily, like mid difficulty, defeating them.
Yeah, and I mean, at Whole Cake too, we also had the B team. Like, let's be honest, and not even the full B team was there.
We had Brook, the greatest man.
Like, yeah, that's it. They had Brook. Like, Brook's back must be hurting.
Sanji was cooking.
Sanji was
doctoring.
Not there. And then Nami was doctoring, and then Fishman wasn't even like fully on their side yet.
Okay, Jinbei did shit when he showed up. He
did. Yeah, but like that was at the very end. Like the full team wasn't formed there yet.
It's just crazy that like I guess we all underestimated how strong we're supposed to view the Straw Hats because they are whooping ass this arc. They're like I feel like we needed one arc where they fight at this level, and then this arc they I don't know. I feel like we needed one more stop point to show their growth because I feel like it's been like there was Punk Hazard, and then a little bit of Dressrosa and Whole Cake where the Straw Hats fight, and then suddenly they're whooping Yonko ass.
I mean, if you think about it, we've kind of had power-ups and like half time skips, both in Whole Cake and Wano. Like, basically,
everyone's getting power-ups like between Zeus and the raid suit and Zoro's new sword, stuff like that.
Yeah, like essentially everybody that went to Wano had a time skip.
Yeah. I think also One Piece is always a story about willpower over anything.
And I think Wano's been dedicated to be the power-up arc because even though Sanji got the raid suit in Whole Cake, he didn't really use it until Wano.
Well, he didn't get it in the arc. He got it after the arc.
After the arc.
Basically, they gave it to him as a going-away present.
That was his loot drop for completing that raid.
Yeah. That emotional raid.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the raid suit in a little bit, actually, too. Shout outs to Vivi. Can't wait for her to come back and be equally strong and be able to take down Yonkos.
Just fucking like one punches the commander in the balls, kills him.
There's some good back and forth here, though, I like, with Sanji and Zoro.
I like Marco kind of reminiscing about what Whitebeard used to say, watching them fight and everything, and then Izo having to fucking save his ass.
Okay, yeah, I want to go back on that because it felt very out of left field. It confused Tyler, I remember, as he was reading it.
Oh, yeah.
So hold on. He's like, see the look on their faces? They don't want any interruptions. What do you mean, atop? Why is he thinking of that now? It just feels so random. It feels really forced, actually, and I don't know how much I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so like in this part, mostly what I've gotten from reading the manga and then like watching the anime now is like Oda just skips a lot of shit for the anime to fill it in.
No, it's never been as bad as Wano.
Okay.
Like in Whole Cake, it's genuinely filler. They're not really filling. Like the good stuff they fill in maybe in Whole Cake is maybe showing Germa fight a little more as opposed to like he does it in the background. He'll usually skip action, and here it feels like he's skipping connective tissue to get like plot points across. Because like with Who's Who, it was one thing because like Who's Who was comparing like slavery to the sun god Nika. It's like calling Fishman like the history of slavery and like relating to that. So, like, it was a bit of a stretch, but I could see why that topic came up mid-fight. The only reason why this would come up is if Sanji is a Lunarian, which doesn't make sense for me. King being a Lunarian makes more sense. But the way he brings it up, I guess before he starts thinking about it, he is looking at King.
Yeah.
So maybe the implication is that it is King, and, like, this does make sense that he's thinking about it now. It's just kind of unclear with how
the question is, like, why is that relevant for Marco now to kind of worry about that? Or
yeah, it feels like a forceful lore point to drop right now. Like the timing could have been better.
Or I mean, Marco's been kind of like sitting on the sidelines. Like he did literally just say in the last fight, he was kind of like being a spectator commenter,
Well, he's been holding these two off for the past.
Because he's been fighting two commanders for an indeterminate amount of time.
Now he sits back and gives us the exposition during the fight. This is typical anime stuff.
Right, you're right.
Less fighting, more talking about the fighting.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I do like how Izo is here though, because they're crewmates, and like it's easy to forget that Izo was a whitebeard pirate and not like always a samurai boy.
Izo just kind of like doing flips and shit and shooting people back. It's really neat. I think it's really cool because we didn't see him fight a lot in Marineford. We just saw him in the background.
Yeah, he was very background in Marineford. So what do you think about this thing about like Sanji and the raid suit?
I don't know how I think about that because I think one of the neat like thematic points about Whole Cake is that Sanji was a human 100% and had to save his superhuman family.
What is being a human in the One Piece world? Why the fuck does that even matter? They're making a big deal about like Sanji making a big deal about Sanji lighting himself ablaze makes me think of like, what about when Sonia from Amazon Lily lights her hair on fire? Like, what the fuck is that?
What about the paints that Miss Golden Week uses? Or
I saw a cool theory that those are made out of the mushrooms from Amazon Lily that make you feel emotions, which is a
that's pretty
cool
good.
Theory.
That's pretty
Luffy's
good.
Red Hawk literally is a flaming fist.
I know. Yeah. What the fuck? Why is like this? There's a lot of stuff where like I feel like we're injecting lore here, and it doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of the story.
I'm on the side of all y'all are looking way too into it. Fuck it, no, he's just the heat of his passion.
That's what he says. What I want this to be is that Sanji has suppressed genes that the raid suit like organically brings out some of his latent abilities. Now, Joe, why I think this doesn't ruin anything is because back then Sanji was still just Sanji, and sure he had some latent fire shit, but who gives a fuck? It's One Piece. Like, have you seen Jaguar D. Saul and fucking Whitebeard and like all these giants? Like, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that Sanji is better as a human being and also is a better experiment because he grew up with emotions, and now that he gets to awaken them as an adult, he gets to surpass his family in every single capacity. And I like that way of viewing it. So we'll see if that's where Oda wants to go, or if it is just burning.
Interesting because like based off of the kind of like weird inner lore of One Piece with the Germa people. Because they talk about how each German person has their own thing when Law talks about them. And Stealth Black is supposed to be stealth, that's his whole shtick. But like, why is he a fire elemental if he's supposed to be Stealth Black? It's just very strange. You know what I'm saying?
There's an interesting thing where someone pointed out as well that like when Sanji uses Diablo Jambo and then Judge is fighting him at the moment, and then he does his lightning kick, and the way that Oda draws it is the exact same. Like the paneling is like a completely mirror. Now I don't know if that's just to say that they both have elemental kick attacks and like father versus son, or if it's invoking this idea that like no, this is both of their genetic altering at work. Either way, Zoro has slashed people and lit them on blaze. Like and so
Zoro grows 9 arms in an attack.
Zoro literally grows 9 arms. Like, why the fuck are we actually talking? This is actually really stupid. This is really stupid.
You can't just light yourself on fire.
Oda's gonna pull a Naruto, and it's gonna be a shonen, and everybody's from the moon, and that's it.
No, that's actually fantastic if everyone's from the moon.
Yeah,
like, this is a story where everyone being from the moon is not actually stupid as fuck.
That's so Naruto.
Yeah,
Naruto already did it.
Well, Naruto did it where one person was from the moon and she brought
No, they're all from the moon. There's like an entire moon clan they fight now.
Okay, you literally just said there's an entire moon clan. I'm saying literally everyone in the One Piece world except for the fishmen are moon people. That's where I'm going with this.
They're moon people.
They're moon people. Anyways, I just want to see where this goes. It just feels really contrived right now. King is finally doing shit. I've been waiting for this. He has an interesting like anti-swordsman sword where he can catch the sword and then punch. And I love how he just tries to punch Zoro, but Zoro blocking with the mouse sword is pretty badass. So there's some good stuff going on. This is one of my favorite panels that we've seen in a hot minute.
Yeah, I love
The boot.
the boot. What's it called?
The perspective is
The
so
perspective.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Those
what I
are-
was thinking
Those are
of.
the boots from the mermaid from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie wears.
No, he goes boot shopping where Katakuri goes boot shopping because they're both out here.
Where?
slamming.
Yeah. Do you think they're okay? Do you think like
There's a
One Piece
boot
fashion
figure.
is very much a thing?
Yeah, no, because there's Papag who makes like fashion. Like Nami knows him as a fashion designer.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you think there's a guy who just travels around the Grand Line selling like
Boots?
the hottest items?
Oh yeah.
And
If
like all
Big-
these antagonists are just like, oh man, I fucking love
If
those
Big
boots.
News Morgans exists and has his whole shit going down, there's gotta be a boot dude.
There's definitely a ship that is the Cavenders of this world.
Yeah.
But then also, I like to think that like King and Katakuri went to the boot shop the same day to pick up their punk boots, and like, oh,
And they
what's up,
just
man?
each other.
How's it going over at your end? He's like, oh, it's fine. Mama's a little crazy.
I'm gonna make Oda a fan request,
You
and
know
I
what?
want the character who makes all the clothes for the bad guys to be introduced.
Yeah.
And
You
I
know
want
what?
him to be like measuring Katakuri.
But he
He's
has
standing on, like, a
he
step
has
ladder.
like ladders like on top of each other. That's very.
Oh, I bet you the reason Katakuri was late or not late, but like showed up later in Whole Cake was because he was buying his boots for the wedding.
Oh yeah, it was trying to look stylish, man.
Yeah.
So we got some cat, or yeah, this is dog action still going
Hybrid
on.
Jack.
Cats, yeah, hybrid Jack, which is cool. I don't think we've ever seen that.
Is he?
No,
is
he's
he
a
a-
centaur, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like he looks like he has his lower body's entire like.
What,
full, like,
what if Mammoth just got abs? You know,
what is
like-
it?
like what if Mammoth's just really about core?
We've seen his mammoth form. It ain't this. I feel like Peros is out of his league right now because like if they can fight, I feel like Jack is a step above Peros. And I mean, so he's fighting full form cats. So he's probably getting his ass beat.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought like it was like the Cracker, Katakuri, and Peros are like the big
No,
three.
Peros is
It's Smoothie who doesn't ever get to do anything because
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
dead now because the ship got knocked down.
they're all dead. Smoothie
Yeah.
Smoothie lived as she died as she lived, not getting screen time.
Um,
So Peros is like the fourth strongest, and Jack would be the
I'll-
third.
I also want to mention that Dog uses the same technique he used against Jack in Zoe.
Yes,
or-
where he grabs the trunk and flips him over.
Yeah, he's like, you never fucking learn.
I mean, it's effortless lifts for him. This was such a cool panel here at the end with Luffy
Yeah.
showing up and we seeing adult Momo.
Yep, still fucking pink.
Now, how's he gonna look as a human? I wonder.
Like Odin.
In what way? Like, is he gonna have the dumb Odin hair? Because that would make sense.
I think he's gonna be bald.
Yeah, I
With-
hope he's still bald.
Yeah.
but looks like a Chad.
Yeah.
Nah, he gonna have long flowing hair.
Ooh, she does.
He has ouch and pain hair where it's like long and flowing, but it's a bald spot on top. Willer from Great Ace Attorney.
Oh yes. Okay. All right, and I think that brings us to the most recent chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think we have one more.
Okay.
No, this
cool.
do we?
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is the one where everyone's like, "All right, everybody, get to the main floor so we can hopefully fight Kaido?" Question mark.
Yeah.
I would love to see Kaido go like against all the 10 Straw Hats. That would be sick as fuck.
Maybe
Remember
that's
when
why
they
we're
fought-
getting rid of all these side fodder so quick.
That would be great. That because like remember when they fought Oars and it was the best fight in One Piece? Maybe they can
Yeah.
top that with this one.
We can. Okay, we'll tie that in with next chapter.
Yes. So this is the Yamato backstory chapter, which I thought was pretty cool. Yamato's growing on me now that we're actually getting screen time, as opposed to just loving her because she has boobs, which is what's been happening for the last like 6
Because
months.
he has boobs.
Right. So it's worth noting now that Oda does know what he's like. He's all over the place as far as what to call Yamato. So Yamato, the Vivre card refers to them as a her. So I think by the end of the arc, she will shed the Odin thing
I
and
think so,
then
too.
go as a her from that point on.
I don't think Oda really gives a fuck because like Kaido calls, it's like, you are my son, the ogre princess.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they got all 3 parts, you know?
Maybe all 3. Hold up a minute.
Yeah, you know.
What's going on?
The third
boobs.
one.
Boobs count. Okay.
Yeah.
No, the 3rd one.
Well, you know the implication of
Yeah.
the 3rd one. I do
But however,
love.
Small Yamato is cute as fuck. Like,
I do love the. Yeah, so I'll go with they. Just fuck it until they drop the Odin thing later and join the Straw Hats, because I guess that's actually got spoiled that Yamato is joining the Straw Hats, which is kind of wild to me. But I guess we could better start getting used to it.
I guess, but you know what I'm not gonna get used to? The fact that Yamato has been like isolated this entire time, and when she was a kid, they had the Odin ropes on their back, and those ropes grew up with them. I'm not gonna get used to that.
I mean, they probably just got new sets of clothes.
Yeah.
Dude. It's
you not
that
change
crazy.
5 bigger shirts when you grow up? Do you wear the same?
It's kind of weird that Child Tyler used to wear shorts and now Big Tyler also wears shorts and they grew up with him. Whoa. Anywho, I love how Kaido is just the worst. Where he's like, I thought you were Odin. These samurai are so cool. Shout out to Zoro's
Who are
dad.
these guys?
Zoro's dad and friends.
Yeah.
Is that who these guys are?
Yeah, so we talked about Lord, what was it, Shimo Motsu? Whatever his name is.
The guy from Deadeye, the zombie samurai.
Well, no, not the zombie. Well, from the same lineage as the zombie samurai. Yeah.
Would this be zombies? This would be zombie samurai's son, right?
No, I think that's far removed. I think it would be like his great something.
Okay.
We talked last chapter. Kawamatsu was talking about how Zoro looks like the one-eyed swordsman, which was referring to this guy, Zoro's dad. So, I mean, it's cool that he doesn't get a very big introduction. He's just this really nice guy. What I loved about this, and I got this from a Mr. Morge video where he's talking about how... what was the point of that video? Something about, like, it's all but confirmed that this is Zoro's dad, but also, like, Zoro's introduced not, like, on a hunger strike, and then the only food he accepted was rice from a little girl. And this is an inversion of that where they're also like going hungry, but they're giving their only food to the little girl. I just think that's really cool that they're introduced in similar ways. And he goes by just a so-and-so. He's like, oh, I'm a big name, but whatever. I'm nobody these days.
Yeah.
And then she reads the spoiler book. There's look at
The
this guy.
spoiler book. Why is journal misspelled? Can someone explain that to me?
Because she doesn't know what a journal is.
Yeah, she goes, I want to read this journal.
This journal? Daddy said this is a journal. And then she doesn't know what that is.
She's got a Georgia accent.
Words are too hard for me.
She goes, I want to read the journal.
It's also cool how they, like, split this sword kind of like a Zoro attack. I feel like Zoro has some attacks that kind of go in this way.
He's got his arms out.
I just love the same stance. Like
he looks like he's doing an onigiri kind of.
I'm stupid, so I'm like, who are these guys? That guy looks like Zoro. That guy stands like Zoro. That guy flies like Zoro.
Oh, did you not?
Maybe he's related to Zoro, but I never like went, oh, that's his dad.
It's straight up.
I kind of like the symbolism here. Slight Christianity symbolism where they put the boulder in front of the cave, and after a few days they remove the boulder to escape, kind of deal.
You think this is a Jesus reference?
I don't know about Jesus reference.
You think Oda's Jesusizing Yamato?
No, because Yamato didn't remove the rock.
The rock stopping a cave is like the most.
The Lord never says Jesus moved the rock. It just said he showed up. And they actually no, Jesus explicitly doesn't. No, they open it and Jesus is alive.
He's not there.
No, the way it goes is the 3 samurai that were with Jesus one day sliced the rock open and then
He showed up and he
killed.
Wasn't there.
Anyways, this does give Yamato a cool link to Zoro if they ever find out about this story or ever have a conversation.
Has she met Zoro yet, or he?
No,
they haven't.
They haven't.
I'm
interested to the chapter where Sanji meets Yamato is gonna be a little yikes, one way or the other. So we'll see when we get there. The thing with Yamato is, why the fuck are they so strong?
Because they're the son daughter. They're the son of
ogre.
Kaido. Yeah, they're
They are an ogre, but this is an unfed ogre who has been living in a cave for a lot of their life. And the vibe I get is like she wasn't always in the cave. She breaks out all the time and then gets thrown back in and then goes in hiding and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we don't have the backstory of why she's strong.
That's the other thing too, is like all the other Straw Hats have gotten a backstory, right? Like an actual like few chapters backstory explaining who they are. Like that's generally.
I don't think this is all of the Yamato backstory.
I don't think so either.
We have the little Ace flashback, where by the way she was out back then, and now we have this. I feel like we're gonna get a little bit more. Hopefully, I just like if Yamato's gonna join the crew, I do want to have that connection. I also need them to interact with the fucking crew. It's kind of criminal that there's no character interactions with her and anyone but Luffy. Luffy's like, hey, so I'm going with him. It's like, that's not enough for me, bitch. Like,
who's the last person to join? It was Jinbei, right?
Jinbei, yes.
And, like...
Jinbei has the stealth backstory that you don't realize it's Jinbei's backstory until you reread it.
But even then, like, he has an interaction with the crew where they sit down and he discusses everything that happened. And Sanji even, like, confronts him. Nami
confronts him. He has some stuff with, like, Jinbei and Robin, even in Fishman Island. He's got and his interactions with Luffy. Like, Yamato has known Luffy for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Think about that right now. Jinbei escaped the goddamn prison, fought a war, and gave his, like, chest for Luffy. Like, that's way different.
Counterpoint, Robin just showed up on the boat, and they're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but also Robin wasn't
Robin was there for 2 arcs before that.
Yeah. It's also fair.
Robin, there was no pretense that, like, Robin was, like, super joining the crew. She always felt like a guest member until she...
Because we just lost Vivi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in One Piece time, both in manga time and in our time, if you compare the two, like, literally, as Willer said, Yamato's been here for, like, only 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like, it's been, like, half a year now, she's only been here for, like, 20 minutes.
Like, I want to like this character, and I'm sure I'll get there, but I'm not at over heels yet.
This character's not that cool.
I like this cover page.
We have a fish and a skeleton.
Yeah, like it is a downgrade where it's just like, oh, it's an ogre woman. Like,
even Carrot would have been cool because it's an actual Zoe.
Carrot would have been cool
person,
but
also okay.
Carrot has interactions with the crew that aren't Luffy.
That's not what I don't understand is how Yamato is also using her devil fruit because she couldn't use it before because she was always chained up with sea stone cuffs.
No, I don't think that's the case. I do not think those were sea stone cuffs.
She literally says she's cuffed by sea stone cuffs.
Did they unlock it and we just we forgot?
No, she broke through it. I told you.
Luffy broke them.
You literally can't. No, you cannot break sea stone.
Luffy breaks it with Ryu Haki.
That was normal. That was the explosive. Explosive normal things. That is not sea stone. Well, after this, we gotta go check on this.
In the comments, tell us how wrong we are. But do it anyway. That's why you're here.
Yeah. Well, we say stuff wrong, so you comment. By the way, we actually know everything we're talking about. What the fuck is this? By the way.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is this?
What? The best chapter that's come out?
No, like this move.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Yamato can coat her body in
ceramic.
I'm gonna say so. It's called mirror, so I'm gonna say it's glass, but I don't know.
I think she shed the damage off.
Well, I think she has a protective armor on.
Yeah.
This is some mythology that we don't know.
Exactly. It's definitely related to her mythos. Yeah, it looks pretty ceramic here, Joe. So I think you're right. What I don't understand is what the fuck is going on here. Is she just swinging it down? But it looks like
I think she's like spinning it and it's coming down.
And then Kaido fails to block it for some reason, and then they clash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he holds it up to block. I guess it was just so strong that it went through.
Head. So like, he's got bad decks.
Hollow Glacier Slash. Like some of these are very like large, almost mountainous, like Arctic kind of attacks.
Yeah. And then her other move is called like Yaribua Arrow. So I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out the scheme here. I think it's all mythology stuff that we just don't understand.
It might be ice base, where like it's an ice.
Now she can't like. if so, I was worried that this was ice because I was like, we have an ice guy. Please don't take away Brooks' niche again. Like, for the love of God, do not be ice. I will dislike you even more.
I mean, Brook is ice, but he's also spirit too. You know, like he does spooky stuff now.
And the spirit amounts to ice. Like the point is, he's our ice user. We can't have Yamato be ice as well.
So
this panel's badass over here.
That panel's great.
This motherfucking swinging.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Kaido looks great.
Kaido's
a great antagonist. I like him.
So Kaido talks about you're the son of Kaido. Then everybody else refers to Yamato as the ogre princess.
Yeah. Wait, doesn't he say ogre princess as well?
No, I think
he says
Kaido
the child of ogres. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Kind of cool that we finally get confirmed that they're not human; they're ogres.
Yeah. I hope we do get some stuff about that. Like something more concrete than a Vive card drop one day where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, ogres are this and this.
I can talk about ogres because it's all that time I got reincarnated as a slime does a lot with mountain ogres and mythos.
Cool, man.
That makes more sense for stuff as mountain like glacial theme because
the ogres in the mountains and like how they transform and everything.
Dude, we've been saying this for the longest time, but when the Kaido flashback arc starts is when this arc's going to like hit its peak. I think the Kaido flashback is going to be the best part of this arc. And we just keep waiting. Like, surely it's gonna happen soon, right?
Nah.
Don't you?
It will be right before Kaido gets his lights kicked out. Like that's what's gonna happen.
He sees his life flash before his eyes.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a Walpole situation.
It could be. Well, I mean, Wapol. It's the first hit is when Wapol has
there's your inversion for what you need. Where it's the last hit.
Oh, yes. Wapol's the inversion of Kaido. This is exactly what people wanted.
That would be kind of interesting to, like, do that moment where his life flashes before his eyes because he's tried to kill himself multiple times and we have not got a backstory yet.
Yeah.
That's true. That would be a great way.
The thing is, we get the Big Mom flashback not too late into that arc, so you still are interested in her psyche as you watch it play out, right? Getting Kaido's motivations after the fact, it's still going to be cool to look back on it, but I'd like to see, like, get the flashback and then get, like, a final him seeing his worldview in practice one last time before he's knocked out, you know?
I don't think we'll get it that much. We kind of already know what his motivations are. One, he wants to die. Two, he wants to dominate the rest of the world.
Why?
But why does he want to?
Because he's so strong. He's bored. He's made that very clear. It's like when you get okay.
No, because he waxes poetic about dying right. Like, what is dying wrong to him? Clear, like, there's a story here that you're trying to give Oda an excuse for skipping shit. Okay,
it's anime. People just retcon shit. That's what happens.
That's not what One Piece is.
Dude, we've talked about it several times when it happens. Shit just happens, man.
No, shit just happens is not a retcon, first of all. Anyways, we gotta wrap this up soon. Momo breaks through, everyone's freaking out.
I want to point out how big Momo is.
He's massive.
He's huge.
He's the size of Kaido, dead ass.
He's flying through this entire castle with his eyes closed.
He's so fucking big.
He's longer than Onigashima.
Yeah, holy shit. That's a big lad. And then he faces face to face. Like, I like this Snake Culverin and White Serpent double attack. This is a really cool panel. And then, like, the best friends are meeting because I guess these are the best friends.
I love the 90-degree Luffy bend.
Oh,
he bends it like Beckham and just jabs him in the face.
Snake Man moves are just the coolest. Like, they're so visually cool.
Snake Man have very superior to Bounce Man, in my opinion.
I mean, they both do this attack.
You notice he goes immediately from Snake Man back into Luffy?
Yeah.
No problem.
I actually thought this was really stupid because it means that his hockey's gone for 10 minutes. But next chapter, he's going to use hockey immediately, and then we get to talk about retcons, Tyler.
Yeah, because shit don't matter. It's just manga, man.
Well, it's going to be a whole, like, he's mastered it more in the hockey. Just like how he doesn't shrink anymore from Gear 3rd. Because I guess you can train physics in your body.
So, I want to point out that I think Momo is inked a little bit more like a classical Japanese painting of a dragon compared to Kaido.
This is interesting, right? Because if you look at him here,
I think in that panel it's more like
It's
that.
very.
I don't know about the
It's
rest
not.
of it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say this is a stylistic choice all the time. It is specifically for this panel.
Yeah, I think for this panel, he's definitely done in that way for a reason.
You notice, like,
cool.
they have very similar horns, but Kaido has the downward horns that everybody else in his entire like entourage has.
Yeah, that's true, right? So those top horns are dragon horns, and the side horns are ogre horns.
I wonder if this no, because like so many people in the army have have horns. I wonder if those types of horns are a side effect of the manufactured successful Zoan fruits.
Because that doesn't make sense. Oh,
you gonna talk about shit not making sense, Joe, in a manga?
Okay, Tyler, shut your mouth. Stuff in One Piece makes sense, except for the small things that don't. Like this.
But like no one, when everyone else transforms, do they have the horns? I don't remember.
I mean,
well, like I'm thinking of Black Maria, but she has just
Black Maria, but she was half human.
No, Black Maria has horns. She has upward ones and she has side ones. But here's something else. I'm looking at.
I think she's an ogre.
I'm looking at the panel with Robin and Black Maria. They literally have the same horns.
Yeah, because
but
Robin can make whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's not like. Are you saying she has the same horns as Kaido?
Like no. I'm just saying they both have horns. Okay. So like horns is the thing now. Like horns is just where it's at.
You're not gonna call yourself the Demonio and then like not do horns. You know, that's kind of
yeah.
Anywho, I think that's good for today, boys.
Wait. Yeah. I've got my hot take of the week.
Do we want to refresh the call real quick?
No. I can wrap it up. I got my hot take of the week. So, theory is Ace has been to Laugh Tale. Now, Ace was so far down the Grand Line with Whitebeard, you know?
Whitebeard never made it.
Whitebeard's never been to Laugh Tale.
Whitebeard never made it, but Ace left Whitebeard and just goes through all these other places. Like, he makes it all over the place, and especially makes it to Wano.
But that doesn't make any sense because Ace's whole motivation was to get Whitebeard to the One Piece.
Yeah, but Ace left Whitebeard and then he like went looking for Blackbeard. Why not look everywhere with his magically flying vehicle that goes faster than everything else on the planet?
I don't know where you got that from.
Because he does the rocket blast with his boat.
I don't know if that's faster than everything on the planet.
It's literally a rocket ship.
It's a jet ski. Would you say a jet ski is the fastest thing
It is not a jet ski.
We have
seen jet skis.
Bro,
when we had ugly
the speed of a jet ski.
It's faster than jet skis. Look, all I'm saying is Ace went all over the place looking for Blackbeard. And think about, he had been to Wano and then came all the way back to Alabasta. Did he go back or did he go all the way around?
I don't know if he was at Wano to look for Blackbeard. I think he was at Wano as a Whitebeard pirate, but we should go. I should reread chapter.
But he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was a spade pirate still when he was doing that.
Yeah, that was a spade pirate. That's different.
So did he make it farther as the spade pirates than he did with Whitebeard?
Dude, you gotta imagine Whitebeard's like been to Lodestar Island or somewhere there. Like he's Lodestar Island's the last island, but that's not Laugh Tale. So they probably went as far as they could, and then they I don't know how you go backwards, but
how do you go back?
That's never been explained.
Backwards has never been a problem in the One Piece world. Everyone does it all the time.
Yeah.
That's a massive problem. What do you mean it's not a problem?
Look, it's just a hot theory. Just a stupid.
You kind of just trade them out.
If you have eternal log poses and Vivre cards, you can. So we have to assume that they have a log post to Whitebeard's home island, and then they circle back.
Or to Dressrosa, or to Alabasta.
Look, this is just Tyler's stupid theories. A lot of the places we go where we have these major navigation points, Ace also happens to just coincidentally been there.
He's been in 3 places. He's been in Drum Island and Alabasta and
Wano.
That's not too bad.
This is Tyler's stupid theory of the week.
Do you have another one? Something better for us?
Shit.
I thought you had one 2 weeks ago.
I probably did. Let's see if I have it saved somewhere.
It's as fast as a jet ski.
Dude, it's like we've seen jet skis, okay?
Where have we seen jet skis?
No, we have.
During
yeah.
Ugly Sanji.
Sky Island. Sky
Ugly,
Island,
no, Sky Island and Ugly Sanji arc.
Ugly Sanji.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah.
They had jet
Yeah.
skis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was being driven by the bullfish.
Was it?
Yes,
What's-
they move with the bullfish.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I did. I had a hot take on who the last Straw Hat to join will be.
Ooh, I want to hear this.
The last Straw Hat to join will be Inaru. I have no basis for this. This is just me going, oh, that'd be cool. I'm sure if we scrounged around the lore of One Piece and like, because Skype has been such a hot topic in like the past 2-3 months, and like the big significance of it, I'm like, oh, it would be cool if like Inaru comes back down and joins them in the big army, and like once they get the final weapons and everything, and he's fighting alongside the Straw Hats.
Like, yeah, I'm a Straw Hat.
I mean, why would he fight the Straw Hats again? Obviously,
dude,
it didn't do him any
the
good.
The day Inaru comes back, you better believe the top of r/all in Reddit is going to be a One Piece post. That's going to be so fucking hype.
Yeah.
It's like
wait.
it's like Inaru, Buggy, and Mr. 3.
What are we? No.
But Buggy's going to Laugh Tale. We all know this.
Yes.
Buggy is going to make it to Laugh Tale.
He's got it.
Like the beauty about after this arc, Oda's gonna cut down the character roster, and it's gonna be the Straw Hats, the Law Pirates, the Kid Pirates, and the Buggy Pirates, and that's all we're gonna focus on.
I think the Law Pirates are gonna get diffused before the end of it.
No, because Law is the only person aside from Robin trying to figure out what being a D really means. Actually, scratch that. Robin doesn't really care about the D aspect. That's just one of the many mysteries. Law cares about the D aspect. So Law is going to the end with us.
I remember my other hot theory. All right. Blackbeard is not actually a D, and he stole the letter D and put it in his name because he knew that people fear the D's, and just like he steals his devil fruit, his power, he stole the quake fruit.
No, I really like this, and I feel like I've heard this one before.
He steals power. That is what he does. So he stole the letter D and put it in his name.
That makes sense if he's trying to emulate Rock's D Zabek or Zabek D Rocks, because then it's like I need every piece of him to become him again, so I have to have a D in my name.
No, this is actually a really good one. You have to wonder what it means, like, to steal the D. Like, clearly he knows more about if he did steal it, then he knows more than any other character that we've met so far.
He's always known a stupid amount of shit. Other than like he knew Skypea existed.
His hobby is archaeology. No, sorry, history. Oda said he is someone who found some dank ass Rox D Zabek logbooks, and he's read more spoilers than Odin could write. So he
found the other spoiler journal.
Yeah. He found like the one Oda uses when he's writing.
Yeah. So. All right. Let's wrap it up there because we're out of time.
Cool. Well, that works out. All right. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.